Hey guys, my name is Thomas. I wanted to give a quick tutorial about how to play Mad Over You by Runtown on the guitar. So before you watch this tutorial, I actually recorded a full video of me playing the song all the way through. That link is in the description. I think it's helpful to watch that just to sort of see how I'm playing the song, and also if you are trying to play the song, I think it can be helpful to try to play along with me while you watch the video. But that said, in this video I'm going to show you the chords for Mad Over You, and I'm also going to show you the strumming pattern that I use. For the chords, I do want to say a couple things. First, you'll notice in the video I use a capo, and I put the capo on the 2nd fret here. That just makes the song a little bit higher pitched relative to without the capo. And so I'm doing that just to fit my voice better. I have a little bit of trouble singing along with the actual key of the song, but the chords that I'm going to show you here are the chords that the actual track uses. So if you want to play along with the actual song, you should probably play it without the capo. I also want to say I've seen a few other tutorials on how to play this song. I think those tutorials do a nice job, but they use slightly different chords from what I'm going to show you. And I'm actually very confident that the chords that I'm going to show you are the actual chords for the original track. So again, if you do want to play along with the original track, I think it's good to use these chords. I'm going to show you the chords after I show you the strumming pattern. So if you just want the chords, you can go ahead and skip to this time in the video. At that time, I'm going to show you 2 sets of chords. I'm going to show you the actual chords. Those chords require a bar chord, which is a slightly harder type of chord if you're just starting out. But I also show a variation on the chords that are a little bit easier, that aren't exactly the same as the chords in the actual track, but will make it a little bit easier to play. So for the strumming pattern, I'm sure that you guys know how the song sounds. The actual song relies a lot on that backbeat, so that beat that's like... It's going to be really hard to recreate that on acoustic guitar while you're playing it. So I don't think it's really going to be possible to recreate the song perfectly on an acoustic guitar. I think the goal is actually, instead of recreating it perfectly, try to recreate the overall feeling of the song. And I think the feeling of the song is a very relaxed feeling, a very slow, but very chill feeling song. And so we're going to try to recreate that with our strumming pattern. The strumming pattern that I use, I'm going to play through it a couple times, and then I'll really slowly walk through how you're going to go about doing this strumming pattern. So that strumming pattern, it's going to sound and look like this. And so I'm going to write on the screen also when I do a downstroke and an upstroke. I'm going to write D for a downstroke, so downstroke being down. I'm going to write U for an upstroke, so an upstroke being up. You'll notice that when I play, I'm actually moving my hand down and up at times when I'm not touching the strings. And so I do that actually in order to help me keep the rhythm of the song a little bit better. So if you just look at my arm is going to look like it's just going up and down at a regular interval. But when I'm actually touching the strings, what I'm doing is down, up, 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 down, up. And so that movement that I'm doing where I'm moving my hand up and down without touching the strings, I'm just doing that to help me keep time a little bit better. It makes it so that you can keep the rhythm of the song a little bit more consistent. So again, it's going to be down, down, up, down, up, down, up. So with those chord changes, you're going to change chords at this moment. It's going to be like down, up, 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 down, up. And you're going to do that strumming pattern through the entire song. That strumming pattern is not going to change for the verse or for the chorus. And so if you need to rewatch that, or if you just need to practice watching along with the other video, it actually took me a little bit of time to figure out that strumming pattern and to be able to do it consistently. But just take some practice and it should come pretty naturally over time. So now looking at the chords, like I said, there are a couple different ways that you can play these chords. The way that I'm going to show you right now, I am very confident that this is the actual set of chords if you want to play along with the original recorded track. So that those chords, I'm going to play through them and say them, and then I'm going to show a zoomed in version of what I'm doing with my fingers for each one. So the chords are C, D, E minor, B minor, and you just do that over and over again for the entire song. So again, it's C, D, E minor, B minor. So once again, that B minor is a bar chord, which requires you to hold all of the strings down with one finger. If that's a little difficult, you can skip ahead to this time, and I will show you a different set of chords that you can play that still sound very nice with this song and will still work with this song. But for right now, I want to go through and just show some zoomed in versions of each of the chords. So for the C, we're going to start with our index finger. It's going to be on the first fret and the second string. Our middle finger is going to be on the second fret on the third string from the top, so the fourth string from the bottom. And then we're going to put our ring finger on the second string from the top and the third fret. And so for how that sounds, it's going to sound like this. For the next chord, we're going to have a D chord. So in order to do the D chord, we're going to have our middle finger on the bottom string on the second fret, our index finger on the third from the bottom string and the second fret. So middle finger, bottom string, index finger, third string on the same fret. Then we're going to put our ring finger on the third fret, second string from the bottom. And that's going to sound like this. E minor, we're then going to put both of our two fingers here, so we're going to put our index and our middle finger on the second fret. We're going to do the second string from the top and the third string from the top. That's going to sound like this. Then the B minor, we're going to bar our finger across all of these chords, so you're going to have to hold it pretty tightly. And again, this took me a lot of practice to be able to do this chord. And then we're going to put our middle finger on the second string from the bottom on the third fret. Then we're going to put our ring finger and our pinky finger on the middle two strings on the fourth fret. That's going to sound like this. So I'll play through those one more time. So it's going to be C, D, E minor, B minor, C, D, E minor, B minor. So again, try to play around with a capo if you have it. Put it on the different frets. See what works best for your voice. I have a lot of trouble singing along with these actual chords, but it's much easier for me when I add the capo on the second fret. So try a couple different variations and see what works for you. So if those chords were a little too challenging, you can play the song without bar chords. You're just going to play a different set of chords. So for these chords, you're going to play F, G, A minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, E minor. So again, I would recommend doing the first progression if you're able to, but if you're not, the song will sound just as good using this chord progression. So I'll do a quick zoom in for each of the chords to show what they look like. F, you're going to need all four fingers for this. Second string from the bottom, you put your index finger down on the first fret. Middle finger on the second fret, you're going to put on the third string from the bottom. And then your pinky and ring finger you're going to put on the second and third string from the top on the third fret. So that'll sound like, and you're actually trying to sort of mute this top string and the bottom string. And you do that just by sort of resting your finger or resting your thumb against the top string and kind of resting your hand against the bottom string. So we only really want the middle 4 strings to ring out on that chord. Then we have the G. You're going to have your index finger on the second from the top string on the second fret. You're going to have your middle finger on the top string, 3rd fret, ring finger, bottom string, 3rd fret. A minor, you're going to go back, you're going to put your index finger on that second from the bottom string, 1st fret. You're going to take your middle finger and your ring finger, put them on the middle 2 strings on the 2nd fret. And then for the E minor, you're just going to move those 2 fingers up a string. So you're going to be on the 2nd from the top and the 3rd from the top on the 2nd fret. You can play it with those 2 fingers, or if it's more comfortable, you can play it with your middle finger and your ring, or your middle finger and your index finger, whichever is more comfortable. So playing through those one more time, you're going to have F, G, A minor, B minor, F, G, A minor, E minor. You're going to play that through the entire song. Again, if you have a capo, try to move that capo around. See what works best for your voice. Because it's gonna, sometimes it might be a little too high or it might be a little too low for you to keep up with. When you're singing it, just find a fret for the capo that makes it easy for you to sing. As you move it, it's gonna make it higher and higher pitched. So I hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll try to respond to as many people as I can. If you have any recommendations for songs I should do tutorials for, or if there's a song that you really want to learn on guitar, leave it in the comments. I'll try to do as many tutorials as I can. I have a couple other tutorials in mind right now, so I'm going to be uploading some more of these guitar tutorials. But I hope this was helpful. Thanks for checking out the video, and I'll see you guys next time.